Welcome back. The conflict with North Korea is heating up, or should I say our president's face is heating up, recently hitting like magenta on the terror alert chart, I think. But let's take a moment here and consider that this supposed madman, right? We're told all the time, it's a madman, it's a madman. Kim Jong-un is a madman. And his father before him are actually very predictable. Ridiculously predictable for your average regime. As The Intercept reported on comments by Dennis Blair, the former director of national intelligence and admiral who once commanded the U.S. Pacific Fleet, he said, the overall consistency of North Korean policy has been pretty remarkable over, I'd say, 50 years or so. And Kim Jong-un is basically carrying on that policy, which is to provoke, take outrageous actions below the level of triggering a major conflict with the United States and South Korea. They fire a missile, they do a little test, but other than that, they're actually really predictable. The most unusual thing they've done in recent decades is invite Dennis Rodman over, which I admit, quite concerning, not good, but I don't think he's gonna help them much with their nuclear capabilities. And considering we've housed Rodman for all these years, can we really throw stones out of our glass house? I think not. I think not. So if North Korea is predictable, then what is going on here? Why? What's all the bluster? Why does everything seem to be unraveling? Oh, I know. We have one of the least predictable, least intelligent, least strategic presidents to ever set foot in our empire control room, right? Trump is incredibly belligerent, incredibly unpredictable, and phenomenally stupid. So let's stop acting like, oh my God, North Korea, they're so crazy. No, they're not. They're predictable. Kim Jong-un may be an asshole, but he's just doing the same thing they've always done. And during all these breathless news reports about North Korea, what you won't hear mentioned much, if ever, on by our corporate media, is that it makes perfect sense North Korea would want to keep nuclear weapons to protect themselves from the U.S., considering they have not forgotten what we did to them during the Korean War in the 1950s. What did we do to them? In case you need a refresher? All right, this quote is from a few years ago in the Washington Post, not known for being a lefty peace rag, right? The bombing was long, leisurely, and merciless, even by the assessment of America's own leaders. Over a period of 3 years or so, we killed off what? 20% of the population, said Air Force General Curtis LeMay, head of the Strategic Air Command during the Korean War. He said that back in 1984. Dean Rusk, a supporter of the war and later Secretary of State, said the United States bombed everything that moved in North Korea, every brick standing on top of another. After running low on urban targets, U.S. bombers destroyed hydroelectric and irrigation dams in the later stages of the war, flooding farmland and destroying crops. We ran out of targets, so we started hitting the dams and the farms. We dropped a total of 635,000 tons of bombs, including 32,500 tons of napalm on North Korea, which is more than during the whole Pacific campaign of World War II. We killed over 20%, something 30% of their population. To put that into perspective, during World War II, the UK lost close to 1% of its population. France lost 1.3%, and China lost roughly 1.9%. The U.S. only lost 0.32% of our population. We took out 20% of North Korea. We fucking obliterated North Korea. So you can perhaps forgive them for still not wanting to be besties with us.